रस दी, आप बरे कर मिट्टी रस दी, अपनी डारी के पासा जल बीच अब मर तपिया धोबिया जल बीच अब। जल में तार पिए नहीं मूर्ख, अच्छा जल है कासा, अपने डटती मर मन जाने कर धोबियन की आशा। छिन में धोबिया रोवे धोवे, छिन में हो या उदासा, आपे बरे कर मट्टी रस दी, अपनी घर की टासा। एक नची को जोड़ लगावे छोड़निए परमासा, कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधु अच्युत ना उपासा। अब मरत पियासा, अब मरत पियासा, अब मरत पियासा, अब मरत पिया धोबिया जल बीच अब मरत पियासा, धोबिया जल बीच अब मरत पिया बीच अब मरत पियासा, ओ अब मरत पियासा, मरत पियासा, भैया मरत पियासा, धोबिया जल बीच अब मरत पियासा, धोबिया जल बीच अब मरत पियासा।
बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बने बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बने बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम। उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में, उसकी शोभा है हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। ओ बोलो कमलों के हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली। बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली। कमलों के हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। ओ बोलो कमलों के हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। कलयुग एक पल पीछा न छोड़े राम पीछा न छोड़े। कलयुग एक पल कलयुग एक पल कलयुग एक पल पीछा न छोड़े राम पीछा न छोड़े। पग पग हे पग पग हो पग पग पाक क्या भरिया हो बजरंग बली। ओ बोलो कमलों के हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली। बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली ओ बजरंग बली। कमलों के हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। ओ बोलो कमलों के हमारी गबरिया हो बजरंग बली। रे सिया रामा ओ रामा रामा। रे सिया रामा ओ रामा रामा। ओ प्रभु रामा अयोध्या में आए चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। प्रभु रामा अयोध्या में आए चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। राम और लक्ष्मण जन का दुलारे बोलो जन का दुलारे। राम और लक्ष्मण जन का दुलारे बोलो जन का दुलारे। हनुमत ओहो हनुमत हनुमत संग में आए चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। प्रभु रामा अयोध्या में आए चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। राम से मिलो सिया राम से मिलो। राम से मिलो सिया राम से मिलो। प्रभु रामा अयोध्या में आए चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। प्रभु रामा अयोध्या में आए चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो। चलो रे सखी राम से मिलो।
हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा। हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा। राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा। हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा हमारे मन रामा। राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। अमृत बरिया रत्नाट तोरा, अमृत बरिया रत्नाट तोरा। अमृत बरिया रत्नाट तोरा, विवतय कौन हतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। फल तिलक तुलसी जी माला, फल तिलक भैया तुलसी जी माला। फल तिलक तुलसी जी माला, विरक्त पंडक तेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा। तुलसीदास रघुबीर भजन से, तुलसीदास रघुबीर भजन से। तुलसीदास रघुबीर भजन से, यम के दूत हतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा, राम रतेना हमारे मन रामा।
प्रेम से बोलिए साउंड। बोलो श्री अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सकल पंच की जय जय सीताराम। Dear devotees, once more on behalf of the Mandir, a most cordial and special welcome. We are all blessed by the grace and mercy of Bhagavan Shankar and our good karmas to be here to join once more in this holy environment of Satsangh. Let us bear in mind the holy environment of Satsangh is that environment organized with love and devotion where three main activities take place. Puja, worshiping the feet of the Lord. Kirtan, singing and chanting the divine praises of the Lord with a guileless heart. And Katha, listening to the divine niti of the Lord. But remind ourselves, Lord Shiva says, Punya Punya Binumilahina Santa. Unless His mercy is showered, good karmas accumulate, you cannot reach. So whenever it's possible and you have this opportunity, one should consider him or herself highly blessed. A most cordial and special welcome to all bhaktas and devotees who normally join with us across the world on our Facebook stream, streaming live by members of the Nagar Hindu Youth Group from the Nagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS of Ojo Road in San Grande, Trinidad, West Indies. A most cordial and special welcome. We just had Dharam from Miami with us, Sanjeev from Miami also, from New York, Bogota, all over they joined with us here at the Nagar Temple. A most cordial and special welcome to you. Tonight we say a special welcome to members of the Santanarashi Mandir who are here with us, rendering very, very beautiful and relevant bhajans. God bless you and thank you so much for joining with us. May Saraswati Mata continue to bless you to increase in your field of singing, music and so on. Very well done. Special welcome to Devanand today, Yogi, and I'm sure they came to support you. All right, so that's nice. Today he celebrates his 39th birthday, and so he came and he performed puja, and he joined with us tonight in Satsangh. So all in all, we are very blessed with this opportunity once again. Let us all sit upright as we clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our heads. Meditate on Bhagwan Vishnu. Visualize the Lord possessing that dark hue complexion with a beautiful crown devotees on that head. The Lord with four arms, Sankha Chakra Gada Pachman Mala Vibhushitam. The Sankh in one hand, the Gada in another. The Chakra, lotus flower, a beautiful mala made of the wild sylvan flowers garland the Lord, Vaijantiki mala. But again, of all the features of Bhagwan Vishnu, we always rever thy lotus feet. If you remember in Satyanarayan Brat Katha, when Narad Muni appeared in heaven, what he saw? He saw Bhagwan Vishnu relaxing on the eternal serpent Shesha. The Lord was of a fair complexion with his four hands. Sankha Chakra Gada Pachman Mala Vibhushitam. Maha Lakshmi Devi was massaging his feet. And all the divinities, they stood around, they were praising the Lord. Keep your focus on those lotus feet of Bhagwan Vishnu, by whose grace devotees, that foot of the Lord has the river Holy Ganga flowing on earth today. That foot, that feet again, or that foot as we may want to put it, as Shri Ram redeemed the Hilya who was cursed into a rock. Who devotees King Janak lived on the day of his wedding, counting his blessings for having that privilege. Who Guha ferried across Ganga, got that blessing also, and whom Vibhishan thrown out from Lanka sought refuge. And those feet we humbly bow, craving of you, Prabhu, bless us once more. With your divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But Lord, we crave the greatest of all boons that any human can be blessed with. A gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion to you. As we keep our focus in your feet, we rever the various divinities, beginning with Sri Ganesh. Hari Om. Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sri Saraswatiyai Namaha. Shri Guru Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante Param Pradhanam Purushanta Thanye Veshwar Gate Karanam Ishwaram Va Tasmai Namo Vigna Vinashanaya Vinadhare Vipula Mangaladana Shile Bhaktarthi Nashini Viranichi Harisha Vande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Maharahi Vidya Pradayini Saraswati Naumi Nityam. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurue Namaha. Om Mukhaṁ Karoti Vachalam Pangulang Yati Girim Yat Kripatam Aham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Nilambuja Shamal Komalangam Sita Samarapitavam Bhagam Pano Mahashayak Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvan Sanadam. Om Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Maruta Stunavanti Dibhyaistavai Vidai Sangha Parakramupadeshadai Garyantiyang Samakha Dhyanavastita Targate Pashyantiyang Yogino Yashyantang Navidu Sura Suragana Devai Tasmai Namaha. Ram Ramiti Ramiti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Shri Rama Nam Varanane. He Rama Purushottama Narhari Narayan Keshava Govinda Garurarvaja Gunani De Damodara Madhava. He Krishna Kamalapati Yadupati Sitapati Shiripati Vaikuntadipate Characharpate Lakshmipate Padimam. Om Namah Vijnana Rupaye Paramananda Rupine कृष्णाय गोपीनाथाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्ण वन्दे जगद्गुरु। कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदीथाय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम गीता गंगा च गायत्री सीता सत्य सरस्वती ब्रह्म विद्या ब्रह्मावरी त्रिसिंध्य मुक्त गेहिनी अर्धमात्रा चिदानंद भवध्वनि भयनाशिनी वेद त्रिपरायनंत्र तत्व अर्थ ज्ञान मंजरी। ओम नागेंद्र हराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्ध्याय दिगंबराय तस्मै नगराय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोऽस्तुते। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुवर जोदायक फल चार। ओम बुद्धहीन तनु सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देखो मोहि हर कलेश विकार। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम नाथ मम संकट हरो करे। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। We refer the divine, the feet of the divine goddess Saraswati, as we crave her boons, O Ma. Bless us that may we all possess that sharp and broad intellect. Let us always have good memory, eloquence in our speech, melody in our voice, creativity in our hands, mastery over musical instruments, and all in the field of fine arts and talent. Daya Raksha Kshama Karo. Jai 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 Sri Saraswati Mata. Jai Jai Jai
Sri Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Sri Rama Radhika Ma.
Shri Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Shri
Saraswati Mata.
Prathama Vinavamay Shri Ganesh ko tujhe Saraswati Ma. Tijhe mai vinavati ne deva ko jo yakh srishti chala. Tijhe mai vinavati ne deva ko jo yakh srishti chala. Jai 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 Shri
Saraswati
चौथे मैं बिनावा पंच सभी को ध्यान तुझे उलता श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता आज शक्ति सरस्वती माता की जय. Praise again be to a noble pathway of life, this pathway of Sanatan Dharma. Devotees, why we always mention this? So that to keep reminding ourselves of this great pathway of life that we follow, Sanatan Dharma, second to none in this universe. Sanatan means eternal. Dharma is a righteous pathway of life that is meant for progression both spiritually and materially. And I always advocate, as a Hindu, if you live as you should, as a Hindu should, you must progress, you have to progress, you're bound to progress. Anytime as a Hindu you're not progressing, your lifestyle is wrong. Check your lifestyle. Our forefathers came here with nothing, and after 180 years, we are going in 180 years by May 30th next year, right? Look at the progression that we have made. It is a way to move forward. Your scriptures, which are the oldest in the universe, the four Vedas, there isn't anything older than it. There isn't a language that is older than Sanskrit. Sanskrit is called Devbani, language of the gods. I mentioned to you how old Dahi is. When Shri Ram was a little child, King Dasarath used to feed them Dahi and Bhat. That is since Treta Yuga. When Krishna Bhagwan went with the people to do Govardhan Puja, they carry jalebi, they carry laddu, they carry pera, they carry barfi, they carry karhi, they carry all that. Look how old your tradition is. It is worth when you see and you understand and the richness of your dharma, it is worth giving your whole life for it. It is worth it, I'm telling you, giving your whole life for the sake of your dharma. And what is the underlying quotation of the Vedas? If you live for the sake of your dharma will always protect you. Devotees, whatever challenges that you may face in your life, opportunities that you may embrace, never swerve from the pathway of your dharma, but stand firm like the soldier in the battlefield, prepare to go on, but no retreat. Praise to our noble way of life. कहो एक बार ये मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो
कहो एक बार ये मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो
करो प्रचारो दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो चाहे कष्ट लाखों की न छोड़ो धर्म अपने को
चाहे कष्ट लाखों की न छोड़ो धर्म अपने को
की प्राण तक जावे सनातन
धर्म की जय हो,
ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो, सनातन धर्म की जय हो। बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। Let us praise Bhagavan Vishnu as Krishna Bhagavan after so long. Oh bhajule Govind, bhajule Govindam. ये दुनिया गई प्रभु की माया, भजुले गोविंदम। भजुले गोविंद,
भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम। ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम।
ओ प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो,
प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो।
चारे उरा मेरा भय उदासी,
चारे उरा मेरा भय उदासी।
अखिया हरि दर्शन की प्यासी,
अखिया हरि दर्शन की प्यासी।
आंखें प्यास में तावो जी आवो, अब आवो प्रभु जी मेरे आवो।
आके प्यास मिटाओ जी आओ, प्रभु आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ।
ओ प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी
मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो।
ओ भजुले गोविंद, भजुले गोविंद, भजुले गोविंदम। ये दुनिया गई प्रभु की माया, भजुले गोविंदम। ओ भजुले गोविंद,
भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम। ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम।
बिनती तेरा प्रभु कोई न जाने,
बिनती तेरा प्रभु कोई न जाने।
प्रभु तुझे प्रभु कोई न माने,
प्रभु तुझे प्रभु कोई न माने।
आके मुररिया बचावो रे जावो, प्रभु आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो। आके मुररिया
बचाओ जी आओ, प्रभु आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ।
ओ प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी
मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ, प्रभु जी मेरे आओ।
ओ भजुले गोविंद, भजुले गोविंद, भजुले गोविंदम। ये दुनिया गई प्रभु की माया, भजुले गोविंदम। ओ भजुले गोविंद,
भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम। ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम।
ओ प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो,
प्रभु जी मेरे आओ,
प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो। बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। Devotees, tonight we continue with Satsang. And to give you an idea, our last date with our Garuda Purana Satsangh was on the 12th of September. Okay, that was the last Satsang in the temple. We have been keeping Satsang at this mandir for the past 39 years. In the year 1985, we started every Thursday night with a reminder. It took us 15 years to complete it. In the year 2000, we started to read the Srimad Bhagavad Purana on a Thursday night. It took us 24 years to complete it. So that's 39 years. And to commemorate that occasion, the Mandir had organized a Srimad Bhagavad Purana Sapta Yajna from the 11th to the 18th of August. which was really, really beautiful. As we have completed the reading of the Srimad Bhagavad Purana, we start another Puran, which is Sri Garuda Purana, which is important because it has so much knowledge that is very vital and crucial that every human should know. So what had happened is our last satsang was on the 12th of September when we had stopped. Why? We normally break to organize for Ram Leela. Okay, Ram Leela workshop. And we also had a very successful Ram Leela once more. 34 years of Ram Leela on the grounds of the Sanagrandi Hindu School. 11 days of open air presentation. Ram Leela has come to the end. Okay? What happened? The other Thursday, the youth group held their Diwali Puja. We were here. Then the other Thursday was Diwali itself. Okay, and tonight we are here once more. So we have just started the Shri Garuda Purana, and as we continue, as Bhagavan Vishnu himself, from his own lips, related to Garuda Ji devotees. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatiyai Namaha Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam Hari Om Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai Ki Dasho Ko Yam Lokasya Hari Om Pantha Ko Bhavati Ko Dukhada Tatra Koyanti Yatha Ko Papa Astame Ko Kathang Keshava Shri Vendraban Bihari Lal Ki Jai Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhagavan Vishnu continued to relate to Garuda. But I should go back a bit and relate to you where we had left out, because after so long you might not be able to bridge the gap. Bhagavan Vishnu devotees was explaining to Garuda, right, that when this body is wasted in this world of Maya materialism, we stray away from the true purpose of life for which we are here. We devote and dedicate it to material issues in life if you don't know how to control it. And the ironical thing about the sarcastic thing of it is, one day we'll all hear a knock on our door, and when you answer the door, who are you? He say, my name is Yamdut, you have to go today. Right? And then you realize, but I kill myself in this world for house, land, wealth, assets, this, that, everything, and so on. Can I carry it? Everything has to stay right here. And the true purpose for which the Lord has blessed us with this body, Bare Bhagya Manusha Tanupava. We have to understand that there are 8,400,000 species of lives created by the Lord. They are divided into 4 sections called Andaj, Ukmaj, Pindaj, and Astarvar. Lives that are born from wombs, mammals, we are yet the highest. Lives that are born from eggs, lives that are sweat-born, microscopic and otherwise, and the plant kingdom. Of the 8,400,000, the highest body the soul could ever get to come and live in is the human. We were not born by guess or coincidence. It's karma, it's good luck, it's the mercy of the Lord have us here. But we are here on a mission. And what is the mission? Once we are blessed with this body, and the time will come, it's only one short thing in life it have, you know, and we must come face the reality. The only short thing it have in life is one day we have to die. Nothing else is sure. But that is sure. Once we are blessed with this human body, we are really not supposed to reborn. Atma should merge into Paramatma, the soul into the super soul, or the state of final beatitude and non-return. But in all devotees it depends on, as Bhagavan Vishnu says, if you use the body for the purpose for which it was given. What was this body given for? Sadhan ki dham hai, spiritual endeavors. Right? With this body, what happened? Moksha ka dwara hai. We stand on the gateway to get in moksha. But it's how you use the body. Most times we are lured into the Mayic world, and the sarcastic thing, as I said, we cannot take it with us. We commit karmas that are detrimental to us. A person devotees, not dedicating himself for the purpose for which he is here, and dedicating to this Maya world, at the time when the moment will come to leave this body, he regrets. He regrets, but it is too late. It is too late. Yamdu takes the soul on a journey, a panoramic view, to the hellish region, and brings back that soul, right? The Jamdut on him stays around, and having thus taken that soul from the body, then the person is, then prescribers have died. Okay? Now, I explained the last time. Pandit Rakesh, come upstairs, somebody. It's so nice to have Pandit Rakesh and his family here with us. Sorry. Short side of scratch. Give me one, but not cool, right? We want to welcome Pandit Rakesh, who is no stranger to us, and this mandir. Babs, it's so nice to have you. Please make yourself comfortable. Yes. So I was saying that when the soul leaves the body, that the soul takes the body, an aerial body of a thumb. You call it angusharir, and it lingers around. As long as the body is there, the soul remains. That's why the highest way to dispose of a body, although you have various ways, is by cremation. When the body goes to ashes, the soul has nothing to attach to. When you bury a body in the ground, the soul lingers around there. But when it's cremated, it returns to the home where it was most accustomed to. And you see, when you cry, worry, and grief, it creates attachment, and this attachment agitates the soul instead of pacify it. After that funeral, the son will offer pindas, okay, from the day after until the morning of the shaving ceremony. Part of that pinda, a lot of people, you see today what you have, people want a package deal with somebody die. You want a package deal on the day of the funeral, Baba do everything. So we had to do no shaving and no bhandara and no 1 year. Well, if that's your father who died and you love him so much and he bring you into this world, your mother grow you up, went through pregnancy, could have died and make you a big man, and you can't spend a little time, effort and money to do the little rites and rituals. How you love your parents? According to Garuda Purana, that soul remains stuck in the spirit world until eternity. It cannot release. Because part of the pinda that is offered by the son, right, goes towards, you see, the formation of a new body. The Jamdu takes part, right? Then part goes towards satiating the hunger of the soul. And again, the other part goes towards the formation of a new body. And we read this katha, which is completely formed on the day of the shaving. I'm just retracting the kathas because it was so long, you know. So that devotees, that ceremony is called the Dasgatra, the shaving. And it's very important. It's a purification ritual one. And it's that important ritual where the new body is formed. And that body is an aerial body the size of the palm of the hand called a cubit. So it leaves the body of the thumb size and enters the body of the palm size. Right? But that body can only be formed. Now listen carefully. If you have the eligible person doing that ceremony, and who is supposed to do that ceremony? An Asal Brahmana who has done his thread ceremony and who is living that life and who devotees is authorized to do that. Not anybody could be a Mahapat and anybody doing these things these days. You have to be very careful who you're bringing home to do your rituals. Because according to the scriptures, you see when you leave and you go up there and Lord Yamraj pull your file, He said, but I ain't seen much you do when you're down here on earth, you know. He said, but wait now, man. I did a yag, you know. I did puja every year, you know. I did this Gaudan and I did this. I said, but I ain't seen nothing right down here. Because if an Asal Brahmana who has not done his Janayu ceremony and so on, you can rectify it for the Rakesh, he'll tell you. And he reads that Sankalap, which is to document it up there. It is like writing a check for somebody on a block of ice. Everything melts away. You have nothing to get. In Sangre Grande, we are very fortunate to have two eligible and official Mahapat to do this job. We have Pandit Ramesh Maraj, his Dharmapatni is here, and Pandit Uttam, the son of Pandit Tulsi Das. They are authorized to do that. Not anybody just doing anything as you want. You have to be authorized, you have to be legal, right, eligible to do it. If that devotees is not done by the correct individual, that body can't form. And if the body is formed, how the soul will leave? When does the soul leave? When the Bhandara is performed. The Bhandara is completed, the soul leaves on the journey. How long is that journey? The journey takes one celestial day only, you know, but which equals a one human year. And that's why the Hindu observe, or the home observe, a state of mourning for the period of 1 year. During the 1 year, the soul gets to stop 16 times on the way to receive offerings if they're made by the sun. Pindas are offered, Tarpana offered. If you keep satsang, you could offer also, prepare siddha for a Brahmana, let him bless it on behalf of the soul and so on. All these merits to help the soul. If it's not done, dejectedly the soul moves on, struggles on. Before the 1 year will finish, which works out to be approximately 354 days, when the 15th Pinda is offered, between the 15th and the 16th, the 1 year Bhandara should be done there. The 6 months Bhandara is also recommended to do, highly recommended. Some people, you know, find it's too much to do, so at least better they do none, you know, better do the first and the last. But 6 months Bhandara is also recommended to do. So all these Bhagwan Vishnu explained to Garur devotees, and what he says here is that when the soul begins to regret along the way, crying out and so on, now he's studying back his house and the land and the money and the children and all them things and so on. He devoted and dedicated only for them. And one of the things we have to understand, look at how much wrongs we do just for materialism. And a very important lesson is learned from Valmiki. Valmiki was not devotees of Valmiki who wrote the Ramayana. You know, he was Ratnakar, a highway robber, robbing and stealing, probably killing too. And about to rob the sages, they asked him, boy, you know what you're doing is wrong. You have to answer to Lord Yamraj, you know. He said, I don't care, you know, how to mind my family. He said, but you know you're doing wrong to mind them. Go and ask them if they can help you answer to Lord Yamraj. And when he went, everybody decided that is his duty, you understand? When it comes to paying for sin, we are responsible, you know. And his eyes opened big, it wanted to fall out from his forehead. When he turned away and he come back, he said, Rishis, always show me something what to do, please. How to change my life. They said, this man's so corrupted. He didn't know anything at all. What are we going to do? What mantra to give him? He couldn't even say Ram properly. But you know Mara is to kill, right? You know that good. They say, go and jape, Ram Nam Ulta Japte Hai, even chanted wrong side. And he sat down there, Mara. But he said Ram in between, And they left him. When they came back long afterwards, they were not seeing him, you know. The white ants made a nest over him and they heard Ram. And so devotees, they gave him the name Valmiki, who wrote the Ramayana in Sanskrit before Tulsi Das. It's important that we have to note the clock ticks on us. The greatest treasure man has, how much time we have remaining in life, we don't know. What already gone. But what in front, we could harness it and use it. We have to balance materialism with our spiritual side. There's nothing wrong in acquiring all that you want in the material world because we are householders. What does be wrong? When we try to acquire it dishonestly, and when we attach to it, you see, this is mine. This is mine. That is where the trouble comes. So Bhagwan Vishnu explained to Garuda, is a person who deviates from his true pathway of life for the purpose that which he was given this body. All right? He never engaged in, you know what we're supposed to do with this body? If you know simple it is, par upakar. And what is par upakar? Serve the Lord and his creation with a guileless heart. What it simply means, while God bless you with health and strength and resources, serve the Lord and do good with this body. Do good as much as you can, whilst you can, when you can, as long as you can. Do not sit down and wait for good to come to you to do it. Get up and look for opportunities to do good with this body. Or else, devotees, we will regret it. Another thing, you see, when you go up there, my Lord Yamraj, the first thing you just do is start to beg. Lord, give me a chance, please. If you give me one more chance and I get to come down here, I will straighten out everything wrong. I will go on the right side. You know what I just tell you up there? Every time you come here, it's the same pleading you're begging. And when I send you back down, you go down to square one. It don't make sense. Right? If you really change when you go back, it's all right. But you go back to square one, it don't make sense. Up here, we deal with a motto. You're a man to do the crime, stand up as a man and pay the fine. And that is the logical law of karma. Right? So use this gifted body. Now how, you see, that's why I've told you. How you'll know what to do with this body, what good to do with it. That's why Garuda Purana is important. The Garuda Purana explains what are good deeds and what are bad deeds. You won't believe how much wrong we do with this body and we don't know. We do it consciously and unconsciously. So he said here that performing ill actions with this body and not using it for the purpose for which it was really given, that soul heads down, devotees, on the pathway to Lord Yamraj. There are 4 gates to Lord Yamraj: east, west, north, and south. Right? The perverse, the wicked, those who have not, devotees, devoted or dedicated to any good with this body, you're heading on the southern direction. All right? And on the southern direction, what happened there? Hari Om Narayan Paramatmaye Namo Navam. इसी प्रकार के श्री भगवान विष्णु बोले कि हे गरुड़, मन वचन कर्म सुनो। हरि ओम। पर श्री भगवान ने कहने है कि प्राणों है को यमलोक को मार्ग को वहां को दुख देने वाला है। मैं को तुम लोग को वर्ताता हूँ, तुम मेरे को भक्त जन हो, तथापि को सुनते ही तुमको हरि ओम कंपायमान हो को आवेगा। श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। Now Garuda asked Bhagavan, what is that pathway of misery leading to Lord Yamraj? The pathway where the soul suffers along then in this manner. Right? You see, devotees, you'll hear later on, when the time comes for this life to leave the body, you have the upper apertures and the lower apertures. The good, the righteous. Right? When the time comes for the soul to leave, it is leave through the upper apertures, either the eyes, the ears, the nose, or the mouth. But the wicked and the low and son, when the time comes for the soul to leave, it is lived through the anus or the private organ. Heading there definitely going down south, as you say. Right? Now we don't know. We do good, we do bad, we do it consciously, unconsciously. So we don't know which one of the roads we're going to take. All right? But that pathway, devotees, is one of misery, as it says here. Garuda devotees ask Bhagavan, Hari Om, tell me, O Bhagavan, Sri Vishnu Bhagavan, in what way again the sinful go there? So Bhagavan Vishnu tell him now, Hari Om Narayan Paramatmaye Namo Navam. तथापि को सुनने से तुम कंपायमान हो को आओगा। हरिओम जिस मार्ग को विश्राम को ले वही वहां को वृक्ष की को छाया को तक नहीं को तथा अनादि खाए। He said, Garuda, I'll tell you about again, about it, which what happened. It bestows great misery on those souls that head in that direction. Okay? Although again, you are my devotee. When you hear it, you yourself will become frightened. And that's why sometimes people tell you, we don't like to hear Garuda Purana because we get frightened. Some people tell you, you know, you're throwing boulders in my garden because it may fall in your court then. It is not for that. It is meant for knowledge and information. If we don't read it, we will not know of what is right from what is wrong. Right? It says along that pathway, devotees, there is no shade tree to rest on that road of Lord Yamraj. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam. इसी प्रकार को तथा अनादि भी को नहीं को जिसको प्राणों की को रक्षा की होता है. Again, there is no type of food to support life along that pathway. So you suffer a lot from hunger and from thirst. और त्रिशातुर को प्राणों की अत्यन को जलपान करे ऐसा कुभा को जल में नहीं की होता है. No devotees water to be found to quench thirst along that pathway anywhere. And that, you know, the day it have food, you don't really feel hungry, eh? The day it have food, that's when you're feeling more hungry. Especially if you know you had to fast today, and you see all the food there, and you had to fast, eh? You start to feel more hungry than before. On that pathway, so the soul suffers a lot, devotees, from thirst and so on. All right? And if Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam, इसी प्रकार को कि और को प्रलय कालनी को द्वारा को द्वितीय को वार्ता को तेज ही होता है. When it's midday these days, you can't stay in the sun, ain't it? Right. But here what it tells you here, 12 suns blaze in that direction. One sun given this heat. Imagine 12 suns given the amount of heat along that pathway. The soul has to endure that. As if it's the end of Pralay. Pralay is dissolution of the universe, which was done in full detail in Srimad Bhagavad Purana. Hari Om Usmar ke ko, Shant ko, Vayu me ko, Pirit ko hua. Hari Om ko papyo manush kata hai, wahi ko kati tatha, Maha ko vishadharo ki, Sarpe ko avishti ko ho ko jata hai, Vindraban Bihari Lal ki jai. He said, yeah, the sinful soul, it goes along and pierce devotees by very cold winds, right? In one place torn by thorns and so on, with razor edge, sharp leaves devotees, and stung by venomous serpents, scorpions, and all type of issues along that pathway. Kahi kahi ko papi ke bare ko bhayanak ko, biar ko sir ko kutte ko bhakshan ko karte ki hota hai. Again, the skillful devotees in one place is bitten devotees by ferocious lions, tigers, dogs, and all these things and so on, by scorpions and so on. Hari Om Sri Vich Kate ko kaha ki Agni se ko jal ko jata hai. Another again burned by fire devotees along that pathway. Kahi ko maha bhayanak ko Hari Om Sri Asipantrak Hari Om Asipantrak ka ko ban ko hai. और को सस्त्रियो जन देखो चौर को होता है. Again, what happened? It says devotees, that journey along that pathway, it is 16,000 miles long and wide, sorry, all right, long and wide, both in this manner, and it is infested with what? Hari Om, वहाँ को बन में कैसा ही की क्रोधा की उल्लू वत ग्रेड. Hari Om Sri Mahu ko Makshi Makshar Jivone ko tatha ko danane wale se ki hota hai. It is infested devotees with crows and owls and hawks and vultures devotees, mosquitoes, all type of insects and all these things and so on. That forest is full devotees of leaves, that the edge of the leaves, all you know what is like grass, right? Simple razor grass, what is do? Think of this grass, the edge are sharp like knives, devotees. And what happened? The soul is being tortured along that pathway to the pathway of Lord Yamraj. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. फिर मार के को प्रेत को अंधकूप को नरक है, कवि को विस्मी को पर्वती सो को परता है. श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. वे कहीं को तीक्ष्ण को शत्रु पर को चलता है, कोई को जगत में शंकु के को ऊपर को चलता की होता है। श्री राधा वर कृष्ण चंद्र की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. And so devotees, in another part again it says here, you have mountains, you have valleys, you have another again devotees with so much difficulty along the terrain that the soul is moving along with the jamdut. And devotees, points of leaves and even trees and so on, it is so sharp as the point of a spear when you look at it. Hari Om. कोई को जगत में को शंकु के ऊपर को चलता है, कहीं को भयानक को अंधतन को नरक में को, कोई को जल में को पड़ता है, कोई तो वैसे को जीव युक्त ऐसे को हरिओम कीचड़ में को पड़ता है, कहीं को संतप के कर्तन को नाम नरक को पड़ता की होता है. श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. In one place the soul stumbles along, in another again there's pure darkness, in another it falls into water. Right, in another again, devotees, one is filled with them, fall in that place where there's only leeches. Right, in another devotees, hot slime. These are the type of torture and the way that the soul endures, devotees. Whilst, and you have to understand, this is for the person who is on the other side of life, who has not used this body for which Bhagavan has blessed us with. And you'll hear all this coming along, right? How do you know what is good and what is not good to do? How you'll know that? This is why the scriptures are here to guide us. Where are you going to have this? You have it. Binu Satsangh and Hari Katha. Unless you are in Satsang, you will not have Bhagavan Katha. And Binu Satsangh Vivekana Hoi. Unless in Satsang the third eye will not open for the light of knowledge to dawn, that dispels the darkness of ignorance. And then and only see control comes over your senses of perception and the organs of action. And you no longer see with these two eyes, but you see with the third eye. These two eyes are limited in sight only within materialism. But the third eyesight is beyond materialism, and it is endless in terms of its distance. Only with, that's why you see bhajans bring the message all the time to us. It's just understanding it. Man ki aankhein khol Baba, man ki aankhein khol. Man ki aankhein khol Baba, man ki aankhein. The bhajan wali begging you, you know, get your mind's eye open. Realize who art thou. You are not this body, but you are the Atma or the soul within. You have a purpose here. What is the purpose? To serve the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. This is what will help us devotees to move to the other stage. You see, what we don't realize, what we are enjoying right now was built on our past karmas. But the future depends on what you do with the body now. Nothing is free, you have to work for it. So these kathas are given. Bhagavan Vishnu is saying from himself, the wicked, the perverse, the one who throws away the body. That's why you see sometimes if it is do good and bad, you might born back as a human, but you're born back luckless. You're born back without health. You're born back without any type of intelligence, knowledge, anything to help you to go forward. And we just worry and say, God, why God so unfair? Why He has and I don't have? Why He could play that dholak so good and all that I try, I can't do it? Think about it. It's karma. Karma. That's why you see you have the blessing, you harness it and use it for the good purpose. Right? You do the good with this body. That is what will help us, or else when the time comes, we begin to regret. Right? You know, as I tell you, a little analogy, whole life the fellow living, he never call God name, he never do a puja, he never do little charity work, no matter what, there's nothing, he just living for family, home and tied up right there. He get old. And when he get old now, well now little, you know, wisdom start to come, he's studying. I really ain't do much with this body in this world, you know. What I could do with this body, boy? What I could do now? He gone by Baba. So Baba, please tell me now what I could do now to help myself a little bit, you know, because you see like that knocking on the door now. But you know, long time, now people have money, yes? So if you lose your teeth, you could make dentist or something. But long time, people don't have much. So plenty people who are without teeth. So when your teeth come out your mouth, here is go in. Yeah? So Baba studying just like the one we tell Valmiki now. Wow, Pantra, we get a man to chant by. We go and chant Ram. That is all. Ram. He say, okay, Ram. All right. So he sit down now. But without the teeth now, we can't say Ram. He said, Am. You wait till your teeth drop out, now you want to chant God's name? It's too late. You understand? First fella gone by Baba, Baba, you know, I never do a puja, you know, I hear that. He said, but Baba, hear something. I get old, you know, I have arthritis and rheumatism. I can't sit on the ground, you know. Yeah? He sit on top of a carrot box and Baba down there. You higher than God on the baby. What sense it make it? When you're young and strong, you never palti married to do a puja. You wait till you become useless, now you want to do it? It's too late. That's why take advantage whilst, when is the best time to be spiritually fit? When we are physically fit. And when is the best time you are physically fit? When you are young, strong, and healthy. Right? Nobody knows down the road what will happen to us. So take advantage. I told you man's treasure is how much time we have remaining. We read in Bhagavad Katha, Kal Yug Mahima, the lifespan of human will get shorter and shorter as the clock tick in. And the clock will tick faster as Kal Yug goes along. And just there was New Year's. People started to shop for Christmas already, you know. This is how the clock will tick in this age. Take advantage, devotees, whilst God bless you with this human body. Kag Musun tell Garur. Garur asked him, you know, which is the highest body the soul can get to live in? He said, Bare Bhagya Manusha Tanupava. There isn't a body higher than the human. He said, Garur, you and the lower creatures watch a human. A tear has dropped from the eye and they utter silent prayer. Lord, when will you bless me with a human body? When, Lord? They beg for it. They crave for it and they can't get it. It depends on the mercy of Bhagavan himself. We have it. That is the important thing. You have it, devotees. Harness it, get to understand your true self, who you are, and your purpose. And where you can get it done? The only place recommended, Pinu Satsangh Vivekana Hoi, the holy environment of Satsangh. Always gravitate to that place where you always have puja, where you always have kirtan, where you always have Bhagavan Katha. Keep the company of the holy Sant Mahatma, and you're going to see after a period of time what is going to happen with you. We don't want to get on this pathway that where the soul has to go along this journey and suffer so much after leaving this body. You know, we try, you know, and there's something happens, Whole life, the guy is not in satsang. He ain't putting on the radio to hear Radio Jagriti or TV Jagriti. Sorry. You know the fella dead. But as soon as he dead, they connect him on the phone. Baba, how many nights Ramayana you could give me? When the man living, he never had a Ramayana in his life. He never devotees sang the praises of the Lord. But as soon as he dead, they want 12 nights Ramayana. Does it make sense? You go and read Ramayana for the people who live in there, pacifying them. Not for the dead. He had to face Lord Yamraj and answer for what he did with his body down here. Do not wait to reach that point, devotees. Somebody involved all the time, somebody died. Yes, you go and read and so on and thing. But do not wait that you didn't do and then now you're too late in this manner. You will head down that road according to Vishnu Bhagavan. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Amma Pujitam Pratigrahitam. Kahi ko हरिओम बालुका से को भरे हुआ को नरक में को पड़ता है, कहीं को अग्नि से को तप्त को सामर को मई को नर्फ में को गिरता है, कहीं को अग्नि को अंगार को हरिओम समूह के परता की होता है। श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He says again, another place again, thanks here, that there's a plain of hot sand only, right, made of smelted copper, devotees. And another again, about it says here of ember, that's hot fire coals. In another again, a great cloud of smoke. That is the journey to Lord Yamraj, that the soul has to go through all that. One of the reasons, you see, when you have to do the shaving ceremony, right, Baba will tell you, you have to get, you're already supposed to get a pair of sandals, all right? Footwear, a light, and what not, and all these things recommend, all right? One person want to find out what happened. Baba go open a store, what? Huh? Baba going to open a store? What are you going to do with all that? This is the first question they're asking. You are gifting it on behalf of the soul. You understand? What Baba do with it, that's his problem. Right? Do you know the correct thing to give the Mahapatra is not a piece of sponge, you know, it's a bed by the river. You're supposed to buy a bed and carry it by the river and give the Mahapatra. Well, they buy a piece of sponge and you carry it. Right? You don't quarrel for this, but what I'm saying is all these gifts that you are making will appear to the soul when it reaches this situation here. Where the place is hot, the umbrella appears to shade. Right? The ground is hot, the footwear appears. And so on. So devotees, Sri Devendra Ban Bihari Lal ki jai. Do not wait when the time comes. You are not in a position now. It is of no sense that you hustle to do it. And when it will not bring the merits to you, the best time to do it is when God bless you with health and strength with this body. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. फिर यमबार के जाते वहां को अंगार को वर्षी की होता है, कहीं को लोहमय को हरिओम वज्र सहित को स्थूल को पत्थर के वर्षा की होता है, कहीं को रुधिर की को दृष्टि हो को शत्रुन के वृष्टि की होता है. Some places it says there are showers of hot charcoals again on that pathway, showers of stone, thunderbolts, devotees, showers of blood, pus, devotees, weapons, or boiling water. All these things the soul has to go through. You see, the soul is not in this body anymore, you know. Our next body is prepared to go through them torment. The body of torture. That is what the soul enters into. All right? Dragged along by the Jamdut on the way. And how does it carry the soul? With a noose around its neck. Like how you have a dog pull in. This is how the soul suffers along that pathway. All right? Showers of caustic mud, devotees. One place again. Very deep pits that are there. But it can't die. It had to go through the torture. If you remember, I showed you this picture, very old picture. What wrong you do and how you just have to pay for it when you go by Lord Yamraj. Right? Somebody to pass it along. If others want to see it, you can pass it along. Yeah. I don't know why it's not a thing so. What happened, the top picture shows the wrong action, and the one below it shows how you had to suffer for it. It's a very old picture. Probably some of you might have seen it or you know of it, right? But if you look at it carefully, that's why all these things to deter you from doing wrong. Okay? No, just hand them and they'll pass it along. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. भगवान वर्षा की होता है उस बात में कोई कोटियन को अंधकार है कहीं को दुख के को हरिओम चला चरहा को जाए ऐसे ऐसे पर्वत है वही पूर्व को शोनते को व्याप्त हो को हरिओम विष्टा से को भरे हुआ श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय विष्णु भगवान की जय. This is a place of pitch darkness. This is where the lighters appear when you give the light. Now these things could also be gifted not only for the Shivera, even for the Bhandara to the Brahmana. A lot of people don't realize something and know this, right? We are here to tell you the truth. The only time a soul does get satisfied is when the Brahman eats. If the Brahman does not eat for that Bhandara, the soul don't get it. That's why he has to be worshipped and adored. Again, you have to know who coming to do your rituals for you. Right? When the Brahmana jutas that food, the soul is satiated with it. It's through the Brahman the soul eats. Very important. Hence why they have to be fed. And devotees, all of these the soul passes through. That is, that soul that has been in this body, has committed all the ills, all the wrongs, all right? Taken advantage of the lower creatures and so on. You devotees, that soul travels along that way. हरिओम रास्ते में को मध्य में को बहने वाला ऐसा ही भयंकर को वैतारणी नदी की होता है. Along that path which is in the middle flows a terrible river called the Vaitarani River. All right? And along that pathway, जिसके क्या को श्रवण को करने भय को उत्पन्न को होता है, that river which when one sees devotees, it inspires fear and misery devotees in the heart of those who behold it. इसी प्रकार तब देखने को कष्टकारक हो को दुख दुखदायन को इसमें को क्या को आश्रय की होता है. It says even devotees on account of this river, it allows fear to enter the heart. You become fearful on beholding or hearing of it, much less when the soul sees it. Vaitarani nadi ko 100 yojan ko vistar ki hota hai. The Vaitarani river, it says, is 800 miles long. A yojan is 8 miles, and 100 yojan is 100 yojan will be 800 miles. That is the distance here. And what is it? इसी प्रकार को हरिओम श्री पूयः रुधिर से को बहने वाला है. हरिओम हरि को से व्याप्त तत्व है. मांस और कोशो नितने को हरिओम कर को से युक्त कहते कि होता है. In that river flows a lot of pus, a lot of blood. Impassable with heaps of bones all along, you know, like what causes flood when they throw things in the river and so on. All these obstacles are there, but look at what are the obstacles that you are hearing of here. Right? All on the bank, they're strewn all over the place. And devotees, the mud on that bank is but of flesh itself. That is what it is like. Hari Om. And again, impossible devotees for the sinful. The sinful gets trouble in crossing that river. इसी प्रकार नहीं को केशव के रूप को शैल से को दुर्ग की होता है. And devotees, it again is obstructed with heavy moss all along. Right? You're trying to cross, you're sliding, you get up, you slide, and that's how the soul keeps suffering along there. इसी प्रकार को बड़े परे को मगर की मच्छादी को से को परिपूरण की होता है. And devotees is crowded with thousands of crocodiles, alligators, and other, water creatures. They are devotees. Dreadful birds that pick at the flesh of that individual. बड़े भयानक हजारों के पक्षियों से को हरियम सतपन की होता है. When it sees devotees, the sinful approaching, the river itself overspread. Like the river is alive, it overspread the banks and start to flow all over devotees. And with flames and smoke, fire emanates from it and smoke engulfs all around. Okay? and devotees धूम युक्त को दिख के को लगते हैं जैसे लोहा के को हरिओम कढ़ाई को में को अग्नि से को हरिओम श्री तपा हुई को तैल तथा हरिओम घी को ज्वाला से को व्याप्ति होता है and devotees it's look like like when you hot oil falls in a frying pan how it or water brings it up such like manna you see that's flaming up in this way. It bursts forth in flames, devotees. The soul has to endure all of this on beholding it. जैसे नदी को नाम को ही है गरुड़ वही तारनी कहा कि होता है ओ गरुड़ the name of this river is called the Vaitarani river. This Garuda Purana is in English. You can download it on the net and get it. You can buy it and you can read it yourself. Okay, and you will see what knowledge it carries. फिर वहां कैसे ही को सुई के मुख को जिसमें को भयानक तथा को हरिओम कुर्मी से को व्याप्त और वज्र जैसे हरिओम तुंड जिसमें ऐसा को महागृह वायस की होता है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय विष्णु भगवान की जय. It is called covered all over with dreadful things around and piercing and stinging with insects and other creatures that sting devotees, that bite, infested with huge vultures around this Vaitarani river. The soul on beholding it, fear devotees comes into that heart at that point in time. इसी प्रकार आर्यवर्षी के और को शिशु मार को हरिओम बगर को जलुका के मत्सर को कश्प को तथा और भी को जलचर को जीवों से को व्याप्ति होता है. All these very flesh-eating animals have spread out all along the banks, and the soul have to cross that river. On that Vaitarani river. Think of it. Very sinful people, Garur, they fall into that flood of that Vaitarani and crying out, हे पुत्र हे तात इस प्रकार की दीनता के वचन को बोलता कि होता है. And the soul cries out, O children, O father, O mother, O wife, O son, O daughter, again and again devoted, having wasted their life upon this earth, now they regret it. Right? They regret it. It's too late. It's too late. Okay? You see, sometimes you go to a funeral and you ask somebody to say a few words. And they begin to talk, well, now this person has left this earth and they're in paradise and they're in the arms of the Lord and they're in a better place and this and that. Don't feel so, Don't feel so. You don't get that paradise, so you have to work for that. You have to go through the process of Lord Yamraj. You have to go and answer for what you do with this body. Now, this is a very technological world we live in. When you go by Lord Yamraj, after the 1 year Bhandara finished, right? You have to wait there now. The soul has trembled with fear. Frightened, you have to face the Lord there. All right? A man does have a little case in the magistrate court for a little traffic ticket and he can't sleep for a whole week, eh? Think about it, to face Lord Yamraj. That's why you put salt in the siddha. Salt must be in a siddha to the Brahmana. It removes the fear from the soul. There's highly computerized. When they open up the file and they get your number and they start to call out. But you lived on planet Earth. And it fully detailed, You was a human, this planet Earth. You live in the country, island of Trinidad and Tobago, in the specific tongue of Sangre Grande, in a specific street number, and a house number, and everything and so on. And I have seen here in your account where you rob Mr. X, Y, and Z, where you do this wrong, and how the fellas know that up there, boy? When I robbed the man, nobody was wrong. We carry two individuals, in the invisible individuals on our shoulders. They are called Chitra and Gupta, and they document every single thing you do. The sons and the daughters-in-law of Lord Brahma are blessed with telescopic sight and long-distance hearing. One of the worst things that a human could do is to bad talk a next person. You call that ninda kare. And no matter how close you go to somebody else and tell them the wrong of another person, them don't mark on that. So when they start to call out up there, you start to doubt. Take as a mistaken identity here, check the serial number on the file and see if it's mine. But yeah, seeing this, your serial number and everything is yours. And you start to doubt. That's the first defense you want to put out. All right, well, if you're doubting, let me call some witness here. They call the 5 elements of the body: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. You know you're still doubting? Well, okay, well, we have to call the other 2 now, Chitra and Gupta, and call the sons and the daughters-in-law of Lord Brahma, and you're still doubting. Okay, we're giving you the benefit of the doubt. They call the sun, the moon, the rain, the forces of nature, all of them coming to testify, yes, you did it. You could have the best lawyer up there, you can't win that case. And due to the balance of your karmas, that's how you are destined to future body. So Garuda Purana explains later on, when you do X wrong, in what body you have to born back to pay for it. That is why you see, from the body of a human, we are the highest and top of the ladder, but we could fall right down back to the lowest. 8,400,000 species of life. So the Garuda Purana explains, as you'll hear later on, when you do this wrong, you had to born in that body to pay for it. You did this wrong, you're born in that body. And so the soul ends up back in what you call the transmigration of the soul, or reincarnation, or metapsychosis. Simply to tell you, in Ramayana, simply to explain, Baba will tell you. Anytime you do like satsang, you don't like where you could get knowledge, you go born an owl in the next life. You only like the night of darkness. Anytime you can't do help, you can't do nothing good, but you could only condemn and find fault, you go born as a bat, you go love the night, and you have to sleep wrong side. Right? Anytime you bad talk in God, the scriptures, your guru, the Brahman, and so on, you're going to born as a frog. For 1,000 births. Think about it. Not any frog, you know. It has one that's go pung danak, pung danak, pung danak. It making noise whole night. That special species of frog you're going to born as. From a human, look where you reach. Kak Musun was a human. Kak ended up being a snake. He ended up being a dog. He ended up being a monkey. All these bodies he born before he born back as a human. We have to do the karmas. If you want to born back as a better human, we have to work for it. Right? So that's why I'm telling you that Garuda Purana is important to listen to. So when, if you didn't know, well, you have an idea now. What you don't do, you can't do it. But ahead of you, we can prevent making a lot of these mistakes. And harness this gifted body that we have. That devotees, if we can't get at moksha and you have to return here, you don't want to fall lower, but you want to find yourself in a better position that you are in right, all of us in right now. So along that pathway, he says here, very sinful people fall into that, how you call it, that river called Vaitarani. Hariyam, Arako Chudako, Hariyam Trishtayo ko us nadi ko rudhir ko pate hai, wahan nadi ko pina ko, tatha ko rudhir ko byap ki hota hai. Very hungry and thirsty, the sinful devotees drink the blood in that Vaitarani. It is said that river flowing with blood carrying foam, you know, the froth on top of it. Very dreadful in nature, devotees, with a powerful again, roaring and roaring. You hear the you know, as if the waves, they making that noise in the river. Difficult to see, devotees. That inspires that fear at the very sight of it, the very thought of it, and much so more for that Atma or soul who is now on that journey to meet Vaitarani. Hari Om. Aise ko bhayana ko papo ki wahan nadi ki hota hai. When the soul sees that river, the soul does faint away one time. Fear inspires it faint away. बहुत से को भिक्षु के हरिओम कृष्ण संयुक्त है, उसमें को पढ़े हुआ को पापी पुरुषों को रक्षा करने वाले कोई भी को वही नहीं की होता है. And so devotees covered with scorpions, snakes, all of these and so on. Very frightful. The soul falls into that river and remains, devotees there, suffering, suffering, suffering. Nadi ki atiyan ko, awak kartamano ke papi, पतालों के का को जाता है क्षण मात्र को पताल के रहते हैं हरिओम पुना को क्षण मात्र नदी ऊपर को आते की होता है the sinful devotees lost in that whirlpool of that water of the Vaitarani goes right down to Patal. You can't come out from it. So it remains just suffering stuck down there in the spirit world. Okay? Now later on you're going to hear, we might reach that Katha. If a cow was gifted whilst that person was alive, right, the gift of that cow appears as a raft or a boat to take the soul across whilst others suffer. If a cow was not given whilst the person was alive, although the person had died, if the son wishes, he can do it when the soul reaches the Vaitarani, which is at the end of 5.5 lunar months, which works out to be the 8th Pinda offering. But before the 9th will reach, you can do a Gaurandya. It is recommended if people want to do it. So you can still help that person, right? Although he has left and has never done it in this way. And so devotees, that pathway of that river inspires fear. ऐसे यहाँ नदी को पापों को पुरुष के को पढ़ने को लिए रची है उस नदी को पार को नहीं को दिखता और को किसी को हरिओम श्री हरिओम से तैरी को न जाए ऐसे को दुखदायक वैतारणी नदी को वर्णन किया कि होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Garuda again it says here, this pathway, it was created, O Garuda, that the sinful will fall into it. Very difficult to cross, and again with a lot of miserable issues, obstacles on the way. Even the other side of the river, you cannot see it. Do you know in other faiths they have this river, you know, that is mentioned, you know. Islam have that mentioned in it. All right? That river, devotees, instills fear. The other side of the river, you can't see it, so it's more fear again. How you're going to cross? When you're going to reach the other side? And that soul remains sunk there in a whirlpool. You're trying to get out and you can't get out. And sinks down into Patal for more further sufferation. O Garur, knowing this, whilst one is still blessed with health and strength in this body, do good with it. That we will not have to reach on that pathway to face that Vaitarani, all right, because of the actions that are committed by us. There are 3 gateways to the Lord Yamraj, which is the east, the north, and the, how you call it, those gateways that are mentioned then, the 4 gateways there. But the worst one is the one on the south. So later on, we are going to hear who going down south. All right, what action that you do with this body will allow you to head on the southern direction to the gate of Lord Yamraj. Where devotees, the soul suffers to that extent. On that pathway is that river Vaitarani that is mentioned here in the Sri Garuda Purana. My advice is to get this text. It is in English. If you can't get it to buy, you can download it on the net. And you can read it for yourself and be a little more knowledgeable. You see, let me tell you why. We do a lot of good and we do a lot of wrong with this body. We do them consciously and unconsciously, and we are not thinking about it. Look how simply a wrong is committed. We all leave home to come to Satsang tonight. All right? We are going to Satsang. Took a bath, you fasted, you put on clean clothes, everything, you live in a good mind. But do you know what's coming on the way? How many insects hit your windscreen and die? How many insects were crossing the road when the wheel took care of them? Huh? Do we think of that? They are all lives. Chaurasi lakh yoni. 8,400,000 species. Consciously and unconsciously we do good and we do wrong. And that's why we always have to be begging the Lord for forgiveness all the time. Daya karo, chama karo, raksha karo. We have to be begging. Right? Doing atonement and all these things and so on. And the best ways, places, and environments of satsang, where you try to get his third eye open so that the light of knowledge will dawn, dispelling the darkness of ignorance and elevating ourselves. As I said before, what we don't do, you cannot undo it. But ahead in life, we can make a difference. And time, devotees, is very, very valuable, is man's greatest treasure. Now look at it. Raja Parikshit had 7 days to live in Bhagavad. And we might say that's a little bit, right? But he valued it. Check 7 days, multiply by 24 hours a day, right? And 60 minutes in an hour, and 60 seconds in a minute. Check how much time is that. Check how much time. That was Raja Parikshit's treasure. He harnessed that time period there, and he used it for the purpose to the feet of Krishna Bhagavan, that he could have gotten that oneness with Prabhu. Prem se boliye Siddhi Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Bhagavan Vishnu ki jai Sharanam. We will start as juncture, devotees. We continue. Next week, Thursday, we will not have satsang because Friday is Kartik Snan. So we normally will be at the Mansalala beach. That is the house just before the cutaway. And Thursday night is when we have to go up there to make all the preparations and so on for the Kartik celebration, observance. So I'm just informing you, and next Thursday we will not have satsang. The following Thursday we'll come back as usual as we continue. Okay, so be reminded of this. We invite you to come up to join us. This Kartik Purnima is one of the greatest in the whole year. All right? And Friday, puja will start at 9 sharp to try to finish for lunch. We have free double sponsored again by an anonymous person. All right? So you come up there, you don't have to hustle to bring food and so on. You want to invite only if you want to come and join with us, if you're not committed. Okay? At the Mansala Beach, the Movish Scholar House, just before the road had cut away before. Okay? Right? So, Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Tonight I want to thank you so much on behalf of the Mandir for gracing us with your presence. And devotees, we are here tonight, and Mr. Devanand Yogi celebrates his birthday tonight, 39 years on this earth. I tell him he had to look in a different direction. But Rakesh, you have to harness him, right? Okay. We are also very blessed to have members of the Centennial Shiv Mandir with us. Your parents are here. Your parents, you are blessed to have children like them. Always bless them and encourage them to keep moving forward. That is my guess, and that's good karma is the grace of the Lord. So continue that pathway. May Goddess Saraswati bless you. You'll have a bhajan before we do arati. I'll ask you to sing one. I don't know if you want to sing a birthday song for Devanand or you want to do. But before that, we are blessed to have with us tonight Pandit Rakesh, who is no stranger to the temple here and myself. And I want to ask him to show us some blessings.
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय. To Ved Vyas ji, Pandit Bhownath, to his Dulahin, members of this beautiful congregation and wonderful mandir, tonight I'd like to say special blessings on behalf of myself, my Dulahin, my cousin, and also the Centennial Shiv Mandir, where my dad would have been the spiritual leader for a number of years. Tonight, it's truly a blessing to come here, Baba, to listen to the Garuda Purana. And as Baba has said, we get this human birth, Pade Bhagya Manushitana Pava, Suddha Duralabh Sava Grantana Gava, Sana Dana Mokshkara Dwara, Paina Ji Para Loka Savara. It is said this human birth, as Sri Ram would have told the people, is the greatest of all births, because it is the only way we can be able to get salvation while we are alive. And my dear devotees, this human birth, if it is that we misuse it, so paratarukapavahi suna duni pachitai, kalahi kalmahi ishwara mitya dosha lagai. Last night I was reading this katha, and I was telling them that we'll blame everybody, we'll blame time, we'll blame karma, we'll blame even God. But you know who we don't blame? We don't blame ourselves. We are the persons that have to be able to be responsible. And being responsible is reading of this Garuda Purana. We have 6 Shastras, 108 Upanishads, 4 Vedas, 18 Maha Puranas, 18 Upa Puranas, and my dear devotees, 2 Itihas. And all of this is teaching. But you know what happened? We just fail to realize that. We just fail to realize that. Baba show you a picture illustration of your action, what it comes with all of those reactions. But my dear devotees, we still don't listen. You know that? We still don't listen. It's only when we reach by Yamaraj or we reach upon that young Marag, and my dear devotees, we get to realize that it is too late. My dear devotees, we bawl and we cry. We bawl and we cry. Coming up the road, I was now showing my cousin, he's from Rio Claro, and I show him the jail. I say, look how that jail is there. How much people is going in that jail. You see that? Notorious people. But my dear devotees, only when we reach in there, then we get to realize how nice we had it outside. But Prabhu Shri Ram tells us, don't take this body and let's use it for the pleasure. Use it for the little things that, you know, eat, drink, and marry. But my dear devotees, don't worry. Use it for the upliftment. And Raja Bali, my dear devotees, when it is that he saw Vaman avatar was coming, as Baba would have read Bhagavatam for 24 years, Baba. And when he saw Vaman avatar coming, Shukracharya, who was his guru, tell him, there are 5 ways that you have to use your wealth. And he tell him, for the purpose of community, for the purpose of family, for the purpose of religion, for the purpose of health, and my dear devotees, for the purpose of moksha or salvation. How many people live by that? How many people use their wealth like that? How many people be responsible like that? That is why a guru is the one to guide us. And Prabhu Shri Ram says that in the Katha. He says, through the guru will becomes the boatman. He said, through my grace, I'll become the wind. And he says, through your human body will become the vessel. And that is how you're going to get salvation. Never, never forget that. Listen to your guru. Practice your dharma. And God will champion your cause. Tonight, blessings to you, Baba. It's been a privilege to come and listen. Beautiful Garuda Purana from you and from your beautiful congregation and your wonderful mandir. Special blessings. Tonight is Devanan's birthday, Yogi, and I had to say blessings to him, 39 years. I know Yogi from at Anand's temple, and when my dad died, he was, I believe, the 3rd person to come and see me there, and he wanted to come and do all things, help with everything, and that is para upakar. That is para upakar. That is selfless devotion. That is selfless devotion. That is dedication. And you test a friend when you don't have $1 in your pocket. You test a friend when you have difficulties in your life. And you test a friend when there is hot waters. As my father also say, you test a friend when there's hot waters. You like tea bag, you put them in hot water and you see the true colors. Isn't that so? So tonight, blessings to you, Yogi. Happy birthday. And to Baba, and to his beautiful mandir, Sant Nagar. Special blessing. Prem se bola Ayodhyapati Ramachandra ki jai.
Thank you very much, Brother Rakesh, for gracing us with your presence. And also bringing with you members of the Shiv Mandir who are with us. We also, I understand, have devotees coming in from quite Rosilac, South Trinidad. That is so nice to have you, gracing us here. And especially these 2 boys who have blessed us with their beautiful voice and talent and also devotional bhajans or songs, right? God bless you. Tonight also devotees, as I said, is Devaran's birthday. We want to thank Pravin and Asha for sponsoring the Parusar and Bhavojan tonight. And Alan devotees and Kamala who prepared the Parusar. So God bless you. Thanks so much. That is Seva. Keep doing it. All right, so I'll ask the brothers to, I think all your brothers and, right, I mean, I just watch an eye, so same color outfit, so I'll ask you to render bhajan or whatever you want for Devaran. Understand today's Sona birthday? Is it Sona? Well, happy birthday, boys. So this bhajan is for you too.
बार बार दिन ये आए, 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 तुझे हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Devanand, happy birthday to you। बार बार दिन ये आए, 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 तुझे हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Devanand, happy birthday to you। बेकरार होके दामन थामूं मैं किसका, बेकरार होके दामन थामूं मैं किसका, क्या मिसाल दुनिया में तेरी थामूं मैं किसका। नहीं नहीं ऐसा हंसी कोई नहीं है, जिस पे या नजर रुक जाए, ये विशाल जो कहलाए, तुझे हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Devanand, happy birthday to you। बार बार दिन ये आए, 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 तुझे हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Devanand, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Devanand, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Devanand, happy birthday to you।
Thank you very much. And give him a round of applause, please. He has left quite someone to be with us tonight to celebrate his birthday at the Nagar temple. He's the grandson of the late Satnarayan Sharma, who was very, very versed, especially where Bhagavad was concerned. Because I love to listen to him. So, and due to him, he has brought with him members of the Central Shiv Mandir, devotees from all over. We are so appreciative of you gracing us with your presence. I tell you, small inside, but move like a zwill, eh? Right? So happy birthday, Divanan. God bless you. And Sona downstairs, happy birthday, another godson of mine, happy birthday to you. Bhagavan blessing. You have to make it your duty and be here now a little more often. Okay? So Vindraban Bihari Lal ki jai, Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Let us all stand, please. We join in Arati. We'll ask you all to lead us in the Arati. Jai Jagadish Hari. Hari Om Yani Kani Chapa Pani Janamantar Gretani Ta Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshina Parhi Parhi Deeparam. If devotees wish to do Arati, they can come. Hari Om.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
जो ध्यावे पल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी
दुख बिन से मन का
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे
सुख संपत्ति हर आवे
कष्ट मिटे तन का
ओम जय जगदीश हरे
मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ न किसकी
स्वामी शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी
तुम बिन और न दूजा
तुम बिन और न दूजा
आस करो न जिसकी
ओम जय जगदीश हरे
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट
क्षण में दूर करे
Om Jai Jagadish Hari.
तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी
स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी
पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर
पार ब्रह्म
परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी जय जगदीश हरि
तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता
स्वामी तुम पालन करता
मैं मूरख कर कामी
मैं मूरख कर कामी
कृपा करो भरता
ओम जय जगदीश हरे
तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति
प्रभु सबके प्राणपति
किस निरोधया में
किस विधि मिलवदया मैं
तुमको
मैं घुमती जय जगदीश हरि
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों
स्वामी ठाकुर तुम मेरे
अपने हाथ उठाओ
अपने हाथ उठाओ
द्वार
परा तेरे
जय जगदीश हरि विषय विकार मिटाओ
पाप हरो देवा
स्वामी
पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ
संतन की सेवा
ओम जय जगदीश
हरि
ओम जय जगदीश हरि ओम जय जगदीश हरि बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. I want to acknowledge the presence of Pandit Vinayak, who is with us, together with his mom, daughter of the late Pandit Gangarat, coming in from quite Rosila. It is so nice to grace us with your presence. We give thanks to Bhagavan for these moments of togetherness in this holy environment of satsang. Whilst we do so, we beg the Lord His divine grace, guidance and mercy. Devotees, one of our former secretary of this mandir, the late Mr. Ramnath Buchun, has passed away. Tomorrow is his funeral. At 9 o'clock the service will begin. Then we journey to the banks of the Karuni River. We ask Bhagavan Vishnu His mercy upon the Atma or the soul as we give thanks. Hari Om Anadhi Nidhano Deva Sankachakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundre Kaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Om Shanta Karam Bhujagshayinam Padmanabham Shuresham Vishwadharam Gagan Sadresham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalnayanam Yogi Virdhyanagam Vande Vishnu Bhaubhai Haram Sarvalokaikanaatham Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Vandu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinan Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, बोलो श्री गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, आर शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय जय. सीताराम. आपकी आसन लीजिए. प्लीज टेक योर सीट्स. Please be reminded after Arti you have prasad, meals are prepared, and please partake of same. We thank very much again Pravin and Asha for the prasad and contribution of food tonight. Alan and Kamala for preparing the prasad this evening. Be reminded again, next week Thursday we will not have satsang, for we'll be up at the Mandalana beach making preparations for Kartik Purnima Katha, which will be Satyanara and Brat Katha on Friday morning. We welcome you to join with us. We have free doubles for lunch on that day. You don't need to cook and come. Right? So I pass over. We'll have some bhajans at this time. God bless.
Song check one.
Sitaram devotees, just one short but important announcement. Pandit Bhownath mentioned all of these important birthdays, but he failed to mention two very important ones which will be celebrated this Monday coming, and that is the birthday of Pandit Bhownath himself, and Mr. Rishi Bizai. So happy, happy birthday to you both. May God continue to bless you to continue the great work you are doing. Thank you.
Song check 1, 2, song check 1. तुझे सूरज कहो या चन्ना, तुझे भी कहो या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा नाम उतारा। मैं आंगन में एक नंदी कथा, मेरे आंगन में एक नंदी कथा, मेरी सारी दुनिया ले मेरे संगीत मेरे बाहों में जग सारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा नाम उतारा। तुझे सूरज कहो या चंदा, तुझे भी कहो या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा नाम उतारा। ओ ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी। हमने तुमने भगत का हमने पहाड़ा रखताए, रामा पहाड़ा रखताए, हमने तुमने भगत का हमने पहाड़ा रखताए, रामा पहाड़ा रखताए। नरसिंहारू से आए नरसिंहारू आप तुरारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी। हमने तुमने भगत हमने पहाड़ा रखताए, रामा पहाड़ा रखताए, हमने तुमने भगत हमने पहाड़ा रखताए, रामा पहाड़ा रखताए। नरसिंहारू सहराए नरसिंहारू आप तुरारे, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी। हमने तुमने भगत हमने पहाड़ा रखताए, रामा पहाड़ा रखताए, हमने गहराए हमने दो पहरारे, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी, हो ऐसे हमारे राम बहताए तकारी। नंद बाबा जी को जया, ओ नंद बाबा जी को जया ओ लाखो राहे कन्हैया ओ लाखो राहे कन्हैया ओ नंद बाबा जी को जया प्रभु नाम कन्हैया 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 रे नंद बाबा जी को जया प्रभु नाम कन्हैया 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 रे लाखों नंद बाबा जी को जया प्रभु नाम कन्हैया 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 रे नंद बाबा जी को जया प्रभु नाम कन्हैया 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 रे सोने के बलवा सोने के हे बलवा सोने के हे सुबह शाम को तेरा नाम सुबह शाम को तेरा नाम बस तेरा दाचया कन्हैया गरुड़ा कन्हैया कन्हैया रे नंद बाबा जी को जया प्रभु नाम कन्हैया 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 सोनी के हे बलवा सोनी के हे बलवा सोनी के हे सुबह शाम को तेरा नाम सुबह शाम को तेरा नाम बस तेरा दाचया कन्हैया गोरा कन्हैया कन्हैया रे नंद बाबा जी को जया प्रभु नाम कन्हैया 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 रे कन्हैया 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 कोई जब राह न पाए के में संग आई के पथ पथ कोई जब राह yes I sing a song for Mora so she know come माँ सुनाओ मुझे को कहानी जिस मेरा जान हो ना हो रानी so Mrs. K Mrs. Carlos this song is for you I dedicate it for myself माँ सुनाओ मुझे को कहानी जिससे मेरा जान हो ना हो रानी जो कहानी ना दिखाए जोग भीगे संगी गाए रंगे रिश में बनी हो बाराती हो न प्रयास ना हो तरानी माँ सुनाओ मुझे को कहानी जिससे मेरा जान हो ना हो रानी जो कहानी ना दिखाई जो के संगी गाए रंगे रिश में बनी हो बाराती हो न प्रयास ना हो करारी माँ सुनाओ मुझे को कहानी इसमें मेरा जान हो ना हो रानी जो कहानी ना दिखाई जो के संगी गाए रंगे रिश में बनी हो Puna pariya sunao dharani, ma sunao mujhe ko kahani. Is mera janam Narayan, Narayan. So each and every one, I would like to thank for the comment tonight. We go have singing from Rohan, and I would like to thank my auntie Asha and my brother Pavin and my mother, which is Miss K,